We'll take one example here with a printf, that is, write a program to display a hello world message. Let's see the complete program. So this printf and scanf, both these functions are present in a separate library file. Okay, there's a library file called as an stdio.h. So in this library file you find many of functions. So in that, this printf function is present inside this stdio.h. So if you want to use this printf function, you got to include this stdio.h program into your program. Okay, this whole file has to be included into your program. So for doing that, the first line you got to give here is hash include less than symbol, and then give the file name. There is nothing but stdio.h. So when you want to use any library functions, you have to first find out that library function is present in which header file, and that header file has to be included. Fine. After that, you can start your main function. Okay, so in main function, so we'll see what is this void later. So void main. So always the first function gets executed as main, and this main will start from with the curly braces, open curly braces. We call it as begin the main function, and here I'll give that printf to display an hello world message. Printf within double quotes, I'll give the /n to bring the cursor to the new line, and then hello and world. Close the double quotes, close the bracket, and then give semicolon. And then I would like to end the program and the main function, so you have to end it by and close. So this is a complete program which will display an hello world message. Let's see this let's run this program using a Turbo C editor. Fine. We'll try out this program on a code block and see how the output comes. So to run this program, you can use any editors. So the open source code is in code blocks which you can use. You have a Turbo C, you have a Dev C++, you have a Visual Studio. These are the other IDs. So I'll show you all the demos using a code block. I have installed here 10.05 version. Fine. So this is the open screen of a code block. So you have to create a new project here. You can click on this new, create a new project. So first initial stage, you can go for a console application. And it'll ask you whether you want to create a C or C++ project. Let's go for a C project. And the project title, I'll give it as an IO statements, and in which folder you would like to create. So I'll give your online classes C language as a folder name, and the project file name, it's going to be our IO space statements.cbp code block project. CBP stands for code block project. Then click on next. So which compiler you would like to use, that you have to mention here. So I have installed here only GNU GCC compiler, which gets automatically installed when you install this code block. So that's the only compiler. If you have other compilers like Visual Studio or Boolean C++, you can choose that. So I have only one here, and there are two tick marks, checkboxes here. One to specify create debug configuration and create release configuration. These are the two files which gets created. You can keep it as ticked. We'll see that later. Click on finish. So here you can see at this place the project explorer will be displayed, and you expand the source, you'll find here one file called as a main.c. Just double click on that. So automatically that hello world program is available to you. Okay, so the program what we have written, and here the difference is we had given it as a void. Void means nothing, whereas here it has been mentioned as an int. That means this main function should return an integer value. Okay, so it returns an integer value. Return type is an int. We'll discuss about this return type and all in the functions chapter. So if you are using a code block, the return type should be an int, and here at the end, instead of giving only printf, you have to give within printf at the end as in return some integer value has to be returned. So it is returning as an 0. Okay, all this return 0, return type, all that we'll be discussing in the functions chapter. So now here in case of code block, two header files has to be included. One is to use this printf statement, one is an stdio.h and second one is an stdlib.h. These both header files will get automatically imported. You need not, I didn't type any of this code has been automatically generated. And here printf hello space world exclamation mark, and at the end it has given an /n. Okay, so to run this code you have here a run icon. Okay, you have a run icon, or else you can go to this build and there also you have a run, or else you can press Ctrl F10 key. Okay, so fine, anyhow you can just click on this area, or you can drag this somewhere here at the top and then click on run icon. So it seems that this project has not been built yet. Do you want to build it now? It says whether you want build in the sense you would like to compile and then link it. After linking you'll get an executable file. That building is not been done, whether you want to do it. I'll click on S to build and it will automatically build and run the program, and this is the output screen, that is this console application. When I say this is going to be a console, and on the console you will get the output as an hello world, and if you press enter key it turns back to this place. So this is how you write the program. Now for example, here I have given just hello world and I want to display one more line. So for that I can give her again printf some dotted dots and by Rajesh Sheth. Fine, let's save this code and run the code and then see the output. Sorry, actually I didn't build the code. You got to rebuild the code. So it has executed the previous one. So go to the build and click here Control F9. That is going to build the code. There's an error here. Okay, so there's an error. When you get this red mark, that means there's an error. So I didn't give a semicolon. Every line has to end with an semicolon. I didn't give a semicolon here. So for that reason, you can see at the bottom here at line number 8. Okay, at line number 8, it shows actually it is at 7. So always semicolon. When you don't give, it gives the next line error. So error expected semicolon before return. So before this return statement, it expects a semicolon. So you can go to that place, give semicolon, save this, and then again go to the build, and then click on Control F9 or else click on build. The program is built. So here it shows here now 0 errors and 0 warning message. That means there's no errors. And now you can run the code, click on this run. So here you can see here the output as hello world, some dots, and then by Rajesh Sheth. This is how you write programs in code block. Now in the same project, now this is one project. In the same project, if you want to create one more, then again you can click on new, the file, new, and then here you can specify whether it's an empty file or class project. So I'll go for empty file. So do you want to add this new file to the active project? I'll click on S, and now you can. And what is the program name? You have to specify. Let's take here abc.c is the new program. Click on save. So click on OK here. So now there are two files. One is on main.c and second one is on abc.c. So here you can type one more program. So like this, a single project can have any number of files. So that's about how to type the program, compile the program, run the program, and see the output in a code block.